Only a few rounds left to go in the season. I thought I'd hop on Squiggle and I'd predict the rest of the 2022 AFL season and see how the rest of the regular season and the finals unfold. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. It means the world if you could hit that subscribe button to help us get to 5,000 subscribers. Let's get into it. Starting off with this Friday night's game, which I will be live for, Richmond versus Fremantle at Marvel. I'm going to back in Fremantle, a weakened Richmond side. And Richmond side that doesn't really like playing at Marvel. We only had one really bad loss at Marvel this year. We beat Essendon convincingly there. We beat St Kilda convincingly there. I reckon the Dockers get up, but in a must-win game to be fair. But you know, not a blowout. 7 points. Hawthorn, I know North are hitting a little bit of form, but I reckon Hawthorn should get the job done by 32. The Swans, Adelaide a little bit ordinary interstate this year. I'm going to go the Swans by 41. The Cats should take care of the Power by 20. The Lions should clean up Gold Coast by 15. It's tempting. The Bulldogs are quite good at Marvel, but Melbourne is probably the safer option by 23 points. Carlton easily at Marvel. They play that ground so well. 40 points. Collingwood versus Essendon. I'm going to go Collingwood in a close one. Essendon have really been taking it up to teams and even beating some pretty solid teams lately. But I reckon Collingwood will continue their winning streak. I reckon West Coast have a real sniff in this game, but I have to back the Saints. I reckon it'll be a real tight one. I will be at this game, so be on the lookout for a match day vlog next Monday. But yeah, I reckon it'll be the Saints by 4 points. Melbourne versus Fremantle. I reckon Fremantle can, in retro rounds, will be wearing our 3 Anchor Guernsey. I reckon that we will beat Melbourne by 3 points in the retro jumpers and an absolute thriller. There'll be about 50,000 there on a Friday night. I reckon the atmosphere, the ground will all play into Fremantle's favour. I reckon the Dockers will beat Melbourne by 3 points. Collingwood versus Port Adelaide. I will go with Collingwood by 8 and another close one. They actually move into the top 4 ahead of Brisbane. Sydney by 43. That should clean up Greater Western Sydney. St Kilda by 15. Geelong by 41. Adelaide in a little upset by 4. Adelaide can always just pull out one of these random wins at the Adelaide Oval out of nowhere. Gold Coast by 27. Richmond, I reckon, at the MCG. Brisbane up very good at the G by 9. And Brisbane into 6. That is mad. That gets absolutely mad that Brisbane are into 6. Essendon by 40. That should clean up the Roos. Melbourne, I reckon, will be the reverse result of Queen's birthday, and they'll end Collingwood's winning streak by 15 points. Hawthorn and Tassie, I actually reckon, get the job done over the Suns like a cracker by 3 points. Giants, I reckon they finally get back to winning ways with a win over Essendon at home. Bulldogs, I actually reckon they beat Fremantle by 24 at Marvel. We haven't beaten the Bulldogs at Marvel in yonks. So long it's been. I reckon the Cats clean up Saints by 40 in Geelong. Port Adelaide by 12 at home, I reckon. Sydney by 50 at Marvel. Sydney into 3rd, actually. They're playing very, very well. Brisbane, I reckon, yeah, you can rely on them to beat Carlton at the Gabba. And they move back in the top 4 ahead of the Dockers, knocking them out, as well as knocking the Pies out of the top 5 or 4. So, Eagles, Crows, it's tempting to go West Coast, you know. And I'm actually going to go West Coast. They'll have to pick up some wins, nevertheless, in the rest of the season. And they're playing much better footy. I reckon they can beat the Adelaide Crows there. St Kilda versus Brisbane. I would go the Saints at Marvel. A little bit of an upset by 7 points. Bulldogs, Giants, Bulldogs by 40. They should easily get the win there. Adelaide North, Adelaide by 33. Geelong, Gold Coast, I reckon Geelong again. Geelong, they'll be very hard to stop for the rest of the year. 17-4 record. Melbourne and Carlton. Carlton just haven't been amazing at the G this year. I'll go Melbourne by 21. Fremantle, even though I feel like this is a little bit of a danger game for us, it's a derby. West Coast are a little bit better than usual. I'm still going to go the Dockers by 32. Richmond, Hawthorn. You know what? Upset season. I'm going to go the Hawks by 2. Hawthorn, like Adelaide, are one of those teams that just pinch these random wins out of nowhere. So, we've got Sydney, Collingwood left to go in this round, and one more game after that. I reckon that it will be a win for... It's a really tight one. Swans at the SCG by 3, I reckon. And Essendon Port, I'm going to go back to the Bombers at Marvel by 12. Last round of the season, this is how the ladder's looking. Geelong, Melbourne, Sydney, Fremantle, Brisbane, Collingwood, Carlton, and St Kilda. I'm going to go back the Lions at the Gabba. Actually, no, I'm going to rely on the D's. I'm going to rely on the D's by 14. Carlton, I know I just said Carlton aren't amazing at the G, but I do feel they'll pick up a win here over Collingwood in what could be the elimination final matchup the week after. Essendon, Richmond. I'm going to go with the Bombers upset. We'll go to Bombers upset. Bombers upset. Geelong by 60. Dockers by 25. We've only played here a couple of times. We usually play the ground quite well, touch wood. 25-point wins for Fremantle. I'm going to go the Hawks, actually, yeah, go on. I'll go the Hawks in Tassie by 4. Hawthorn to 11th. Jesus, they haven't had a bad end to the season. Gold Coast by 34. I'm going to go the Saints at Marvel by 5. I feel like they will hit a little bit of form to end the year. And then I'll go Port Adelaide by 17. There we go. And that is I guess we'll do our finals predictions, because why not? Qualifying final 1, Geelong, Sydney, assumably at the MCG. You'd probably back the Cats in from here. Qualifying final 2, Melbourne versus Fremantle. I'm going to go Melbourne, Fremantle at the MCG. I reckon Melbourne will get to their best. I reckon Melbourne will go through to the prelim ahead of the Dockers. Brisbane versus St Kilda at the Gabba. Can the Saints pull off an upset? They couldn't do it earlier on in the season at the Gabba. I don't think they will. I think it will be the Brisbane Lions who get the job done over the Saints. Collingwood, Carlton elimination final. This would be mad. I reckon that Collingwood win. And then semi-final 1, Sydney versus Brisbane at the SCG. I'd actually probably back in the Swans. Fremantle, Collingwood are back in 3 will up to see, even though the Pies did beat us there earlier in the season. I feel like the atmosphere will be electric. It'll be full. It'll be 55,000 Fremantle fans and maybe 5,000 Collingwood fans. I think it'll be absolutely mad. Yeah, Dockers should win that. Prelim final 1, Geelong versus Fremantle, most likely at the MCG. And fuck it, flag mail. Why not? It's up. Like, the finals won't. These finals probably won't even happen. I might as well have fun with it. Melbourne versus Sydney. Fremantle versus Melbourne. Even if we make it to the grand final, I'll probably think Melbourne will win. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.